strategy over volume, resonance over reach, and long-term trust over instant attention. Yet, it is a race to be seen. Too many businesses still choose volume over value. Now, on that note, I welcome you to I Celebrate Lagos. It is a program that comes to your listening pleasure every Wednesday at exactly this time. Of course, my name is Dayo Anthony, standing in for Taiwo Barua. Before we go into the program proper, let me let you know what the roads are saying at this time. We're still having it good in most parts of the metropolis, talking about the Ikeja axis. We're talking about the Idiroko axis, the Mongoro axis, all looking good this morning. Well, I'm not here alone in the studio with me to have this conversation. I have Promise Ikewuba. Did I get that right?
Yes, you got it right.
Okay, very good. Promise Ikewuba is creative director of Prunet Digital, and together we'll be having the conversation this morning. And you'll be wondering what we are talking about. Now, today we're looking at marketing smart or loud. Which exactly works for you? I promise I welcome you to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
Thank you so much.
Well,
my pleasure to be here.
How does it feel being here?
This is my second time on the radio station, so
really?
I'm a bit chilled.
Okay, so
yes.
you're feeling at home.
Yeah,
kind of. All right, no problem. Now let's get to know you more. Tell us exactly what you do at Prunet Digital Agency and what you do in particular.
Okay, so my name is Promise. I'm the creative director and the founder of Prunet Digital Agency. So basically, I lead a team of about 23 people, 23 very creative people, if I would say so myself. Content creators, social media managers, graphic designers, copywriters, skilled people who help businesses to drive their marketing goals. So we help African businesses to try and achieve their goals, whether it's sales, whether it's visibility, whatever traction they are trying to get is what we help businesses do. And we help businesses across various industries. We help businesses irrespective of their cadre, whether it's SMEs, MSMEs, mid-sized businesses or enterprise businesses. We also run an academy at Prunet Digital called Prunet Academy. So basically what we noticed over time is that there's a lot of demand for digital marketing services from businesses across Africa. And we were really struggling to meet up with that demand. You know, a lot of people can claim to be what they are not, but when it comes to doing the job, that's when you know that there are a lot of skills lacking in people. So we decided to start an academy where we train people on digital marketing, right? So we can train you as a digital marketing generalist. We can train you if you want to be a specialist in social media, content creation, graphic design. We train you on all those things, and then we try to pick out the best of the best from the cohorts we train, and then hire them to help us meet the demand from businesses. So we are both serving businesses and also bridging the gap of talent within Africa. That's what we do in a nutshell.
Oh, that's a good one. And I'm sure your targets are mostly young Nigerians.
Yes, definitely, of course.
All right. So when people hear marketing, they often think visibility. But in your own experience, what's the difference between being visible and being effective?
I think it's a very thin line. I mean, visibility is good. Visibility is very good. Everybody should strive to be visible. And what does it mean to be visible? To be visible is really to just be seen, for people to know you. But beyond being visible, we have to focus on being remembered, right? Because you can be seen and not be remembered. And every business should strive to be remembered, because people only buy from people that they remember, right? People only buy from, when you want to buy a product, it's the person who comes to your head the first that you reach out to, right? So that's the difference between visibility and what differentiates people who are trying to be visible and people who are effective is mostly strategy. You know, a brand like Temu, for example, everybody is seeing Temu ads all over. Temu is burning lots and lots of money.
You're advertising.
Okay, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm just saying that you would see that although you see them everywhere, what differentiates them is that they have a strategy. Many brands spend a lot of money on ads, They spend a lot of money on promotion, but without the right strategy.
Okay.
So strategy in the sense of thinking about who you want to, show that ad to, who you want to show your products to, who you want to see your product, what exactly is their pain point, what exactly is the problem that they have, what kind of language, what kind of messaging resonates with them, right? Thinking about all that before you now start running ads or doing your promotion, right, is what differentiates being visible and being effective.
So that's talking about you citing your target audience.
Yes, exactly.
And knowing what solution you're providing for those particular set of people instead of just generalizing it.
Yes, and not just that, it's also knowing where they are. Right, you know where exactly, because we all visit various platforms every day, every week, but there are specific platforms where we spend the most of our time. Right, so knowing where your target audience spend the most of their time will help you know where exactly you should run your ads or your promotions or your marketing to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's break it down. What does it mean to market smart versus marketing loud? What do you think? Which do you think we do mostly in Lagos? Do we market loud or do we market smart?
Trust me, you want to market smart, right? You want to market smart. You want to be able to first think about what the outcome will be. So marketing smart is you thinking about what outcome you want should be. If the outcome you want is for people to basically follow you, for people to know your brand, or you want people to purchase your product, you need to first identify what that outcome is and then work back to see all the things you need to do to be able to get to that goal. And that's the difference between somebody who doesn't understand marketing and a random business owner, right? So you see many business owners, they start up a business, and because probably they have a brother or a sister who knows how to use computer, they just give them the marketing part of their business, and they don't end up getting the result that they want. But you see, what a smart marketing person would do.
Let me quickly check this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Last morning, some motor shop coming from Sweden.
Okay.
Traffic manager, motor shop coming from Sweden.
All right, please
go
ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yeah. I was concerned about, according to what I reported earlier about falling down container trailer.
Yes.
Presently, there is a recovery going on. I was concerned about. So, partially, all vehicles that are coming from container about to Bury are being stopped for now temporarily, pending the recovery of the vehicle, of the container. So all vehicles are being diverted to through National Theatre.
Okay.
So this is the update for now. Once it has been fully recovered, we are going to be notified again.
Okay, please give me the location again.
Yeah, contain inward Bury.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. An update on the impediments around Costain in Wadigomu. That we're told that motorists have been diverted to make use of Igomu through National Theatre because of the efforts of the recovery of the impediments that happened earlier. They're trying to get it off the road, and this is affecting movements of motorists. And so traffic diversion is around Igomu through National Theatre. We certainly will get more updates as it is coming in from that angle and other impediments that we're monitoring at the moment. All right, accelerate Lagos. Let's go back to the conversation. Yes, we're having the conversation. I was asking about marketing loud or smart.
Yeah. So I was saying the difference between marketing loud and marketing smart is basically trying to understand who exactly you're marketing to, what their pain points are, where they visit the most, right? So a lot of people spend a lot of money on ads. Businesses spend money on ads without first thinking about what the outcome should be, because the outcome is what helps you know what kind of content, what kind of messaging, what channels would give you the most result. If I know that what I want is to drive sales for my business, what I would do is to ensure that my content speaks to the value that my service or my product offers. Right? If it doesn't talk about the value, because you see a lot of people, and I think that this is what many businesses have with a lot of influencers, for example, right? You just do a video, you do a content, there's a lot of dancing, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of jumping, there's a lot of vibes, and then you now ask yourself, what exactly are you selling? You see, and it's because the outcome has not been determined. So by the time you determine the outcome, then you can now walk back and then know all the different things that you need to put in place to achieve that outcome. That's what marketing smart is about. It's about understanding your audience, understanding what their pain points are, what messaging will resonate with them, what channels they visit the most that you need to focus on, because you can't be on every platform.
Okay.
It's very hectic to be on every platform. I don't know how many
some people
social
have
media
the
platforms.
energy.
Okay. Well, yes, but we're talking about marketing smart. Right? Marketing loud is trying to be on every platform. Marketing smart is focusing on where your customers are. It's focusing on where would give you the most value. I mean, there are so many social media platforms.
A whole lot.
I'm telling you, I think a lot of people can't even keep up nowadays. If you decide to spend the whole day on social media, it will still not be enough, because you continue to see content. Have you tried to swipe up, like spend like 3 hours trying to just swipe up on Instagram?
You're just there.
They will keep giving you content.
And by the time you check, time is far gone.
I'm telling you, it will never end. It will never end. So you need to be very focused about what channels your customers are and just pinpoint those channels specifically. You can be on others once in a while, put something on there, but the main places that would give you the value, you need to ensure that you direct your effort into those places so you can get the result that you want. That's what marketing smart is about.
And at the end of the day, it's the result getting pattern that works for
exactly.
business
The
owner.
outcome is the outcome should be the focus.
But why do you think small businesses fall into the trap of marketing loudly instead of strategically? And what are some of the most common marketing mistakes that you see in businesses? I think we should take this one after the other. So why do you think so many businesses fall into the trap of marketing loudly instead of smart and strategically?
I think it's a problem of underestimating marketing, and it's also a problem of not even understanding marketing. You see, most marketing professionals will tell you that there are 4 P's of marketing. Right? There's product, there's price, there's place, and then there's promotion. But you see, many businesses only focus on the promotion part. They don't focus on the product. You see, what many businesses and individuals do is that they finish doing the products, doing the colors, doing the ingredients, doing the packaging, doing everything. They get a venue, they get a shop, they do everything, and then when sales are not coming, they now try to bring in marketing. That's wrong. You see, marketing should start from the first time you decide to start your business. Right? Marketing should be involved when you are thinking of what color will your logo be, what color will your packaging be. You can't be selling a health product and then your color is black. Nobody will buy it from you, right? But a marketing person understands that color speaks to different things, right? There are different colors that speak to different industries. You can't be selling a product for married couples and then you are using something that is not red or purple. Exactly, you get. So marketing at the beginning would help you understand these very little things that would ensure that even without spending so much at the end of the day, you're able to get some form of value from your business. Okay. I think that's the mistake. Lots of businesses underestimate marketing. They don't even understand it, right? And they just feel like it's about, post on social media every day. Yeah. Dance on social media.
Because they see that others do it. But like you said, some people don't have an understanding of what is being done or the idea behind the dancing. So you just see people dancing or holding their wigs, especially the wig sellers. Yes. You see them holding their wigs, or you see someone who is into catering, just cooking and all that. And I think that's the old.
But they always tell you that social media is never as it seems. You can see somebody dancing, right? But she has defined what works for her, right? You need to also understand that what works for a business that have like 200k followers will not work for a business that have 200 followers. For example, there was a hair brand that came to us and said, she's not making sales, right? And she feels like she has very good products. Yeah. And she's trying to do the exact same thing that another brand, because she sent us examples of brands that she feels like she's doing better than them, but they're making more sales than her. And I told them, you can't be spending this much money on ads because you think this other brand is also doing the same. There are two different things, because there are certain products that we call perception products. Okay. For example, fashion items, right? People buy fashion items from brands that are known because they want to be able to walk on the red carpet And when they are being
mention
asked,
names.
oh, where did you get your outfit from? You say, oh, I got it from Gucci. I got this bag from Gucci. I got this bag from TD. I got it back from this. You know, you want to be able to call those names, right? So they look at how many followers you have, so that when they call your name, people can go back and check and say, oh, that clothes must be very expensive. So if for example she was selling hair, she has 200 followers, and you're comparing yourself to somebody who has 200k followers, you will never get the same result if you use the same strategy. Yeah. So I told her, look, drop these ads, stop spending money on ads. You spent like 700,000 in the last 2 months trying to run ads and you're not getting results. Find 2-3 micro influencers who are credible, that can speak about your product, and that will give you better results, right? And within a month of spending less than 150, 100,000, just paying micro influencers that have 40 to 50k followers, talking about her product, she had the most number of visits on her page, the most number of sales she has ever had. You understand? So that's usually the problem. They try to compare without understanding the strategy. If you just go to social media and dance, I can assure you will dance and dance and dance and dance and dance, and you will not see anything.
All right, so differentiate, clarify to me the difference between social media influencers helping to market products, and then the you mentioned micro influencers.
So the difference is in the number of followers. So we call micro influencers people who have maybe between 5 to 50k followers. Once they are getting to like 100k followers and they are major influencers, and usually they charge a lot. But you can get, for small businesses, we like to advise them to make use of micro influencers who are still even trying to grow their personal brand, and they are happy to collaborate with you. Okay. Right? Do some collaboration on your page, talk about your product, so that people also see them as credible when they come to your own page and buy, and they realize that you have a good product. Okay. Right? So those are micro influencers.
All right. Well said. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. The program you're listening to is Accelerate Lagos. And my guest in the studio this morning is Promise. Promise, did I get your surname right when I mentioned it?
Yeah, it's actually called Ekewuba. Yes, but a lot of people call it Ekewuba.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I was just trying to play safe.
Oh yeah.
That was why I had
My principal used to call it was a long time ago when I was in secondary school. So I'm no longer afraid of anybody calling my son.
So it's Ekewuba.
Ekewuba.
Okay. Yes. Promise Ekewuba.
Yes.
Yeah. Correct. And he's the creative director of Prunet Digital Agency. And we're talking about the topic marketing smart or loud. Now remember, Accelerate is brought to you by LSCTF, and the program comes through the airways every Wednesday morning from 10:15 to 11 o'clock. And if you want to contribute, you want to ask Promise questions, or you want to contribute to our discussion, please feel free to reach out to us on the number 091 53877127. 091 53877127 is the number for you to reach us in the studio and have a conversation with Promise this morning. But in the meantime, let me let you know what the roads are saying. Going to Masha Aguda Axis, let's take it from Otunba to Lawansin. It is good movement, while Ogunlano Junction is also good. Traffic lights alternating around Ogunlano to Rando Junction. It is good at the moment. Likewise, the return journey from Eric Moore in what Abebe Village down to Igamo Bridge, it is good. While Jimo Oduchola is moving really, really fast. A good movement from Thomas Junction in what and outside Babs and Nima Shaun to Census, connecting Tollgate down to Doi is very okay. A good movement from Monile Gogoro to Masha Bridge down to Kilo is fast. Also good movement from Nobi Street to Nur Oniwo to connect Nepa. It is quite approachable. Accelerate Lagos and Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Tim Dayo right here in the studio, and yes, my guest is still well seated, and we're discussing marketing smart or marketing loud. Which exactly are you doing? Look inward. Just take a look inward. Analyze all that my guest has been talking about and pick where you belong. Have you been marketing really loud for others to notice you, but you're not marketing smart enough? Or you're on the smart lane and leaving out those that are marketing really loud? All right, Promise, what are some of the most common marketing mistakes that you see business owners make, especially in the digital space?
So I think that we've discussed some of them. Number one is underestimating marketing. Number two is not pinpointing the exact channels where their customers are, right, before deciding to spend money on ads. And number three would be copying, right, trying to copy other brands. Once you are trying to copy another brand without first, because I'm an advocate for authenticity and originality. You have to be original. No other person can tell your brand story like you do.
Yeah.
Right? And you'll be surprised at how much you will connect with people online when you are original. Especially young people. Gen Zs can see through the fakeness, right? And they want to be able to know that, oh, you started from the bottom and then you're here now. They want to hear the real story.
But you remember, the Gen Zs are still the ones that say fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but they know, because they are used to the fake it till you make it, they know when you're actually faking it. Mm-hmm. Right? They know when you're actually faking it. So they want to be able to hear your true story, right? You see most people who come out now, they are being blasted online because they ask you, how did you get here? And you just say God. You don't tell them the real story of how you struggled, what you did. And you see people are now going again. It's because everybody wants to hear the truth. Because people have tried to fake it, and at some point they realize that it's not working. So I always advise a business, start small and scale fast. But always tell your story. Your story tells people, it gives people some level of trust. People can trust you when you tell your story.
An idea with the journey.
Yes.
Just take them through the walk.
When they see the journey of how you started from a small shop with 2 people, you grew to different branches with many staff, right? They're able to trust your brand so that when you say your products can do this for them, they believe that it's true because they were part of the journey from the beginning. You don't decide, oh, you want to just start a business and then you decide to buy followers and buy 100,000 followers. Right, just because you want to create some form of fake perception about your product, you only end up being disappointed at the end of the day.
Oh, that's because that's what they've seen. Some people have seen over time. You see some celebrities or some popular people that would tell you, "Oh, I started from here in less than 6 months, in less than 3 months. This is what I've achieved."
And I agree. I believe it works for some people. Like I told you, there are some brands that thrive on perception. Right, those kind of brands, they can do it. I don't mind. It's their choice. But there are some businesses that thrive on value. Yeah. They thrive on authenticity, and that brings us to the previous point I made. You have to understand your brand. You have to understand your customers. That would now help you understand what kind of content, what kind of messaging you need to put out to get the result that you want.
All right, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. I Celebrate Lagos is what you are listening to at this time. And you can join our conversation by calling the number 09153877127. Are you a business owner? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you about to start a business, or you are just starting and you would like to connect with Promise, or pick one or two things or ask questions from him? Please feel free to call the number, or you can also send a message to us on our WhatsApp platform, which is 0809-9120-777. That's the number for you to send a WhatsApp message to. But in case you want to call, you want to have a conversation directly with us in the studio, we're still very much here to take it, and it's 091-5387-7127. Now, moving forward, Promise, in today's crowded digital space, how can businesses cut through the noise and connect with their audience?
I think that the first thing is, like we said, for them to understand exactly what their audience wants, right, and create content that relates or that is relatable, right? They need to be authentic. They need to be original. They need to tell their story. They need to also leverage free tools. Right? They need to leverage free tools. There are many free things that would not cost small businesses a lot of money, they're able to get the result that they want. There's Canva, there's CapCut, there's all these free tools. There's even AI tools now that can give you the result that you want, right? It will help you not spend so much. Most of you'll be surprised that even this whole thing about understanding your audience and targeting, AI can help you define it, because there's a lot of data that is being pumped into many of these AI platforms. So businesses can leverage these tools to help them get the results that they want.
Okay. Now, let me come back to your organization. So far, give me a testimony of how well you've been able to help business owners.
I think that the hair brand I mentioned is one of them. We've worked with so many brands across various industries: agri, fashion, e-commerce. For example, I could tell you of an agriculture, like an agri business that we helped recently, who they were not making as much sales as possible, right? And then we sat them down to kind of understand what the problem was. And I think that the defining moment for them that we realized was in how they were creating content and how they were doing follow-ups, right? Because it's actually very easy for you to scale with an agricultural business. So we noticed that, number one, they were not giving people clean pictures enough.
Okay.
They were always just selling, because of course, everybody eats food, but you also have to be careful about a business that people can get your product everywhere, right? Switching cost is zero. If you misbehave today, there's somebody else who is selling this food that I can switch to. And so they were not really giving the best in terms of content, right? And then we said, look, you don't have to spend so much on photography to take pictures of your farm, your yams, your tomatoes. You can literally just take those pictures, upload them into AI, and AI will clean it up for you.
Okay.
And then we did it for them. If you see their page, it's looking extremely neat. It's looking fine, and in their sales improve. Second thing we noticed about them was that they were not doing follow-ups. So when people purchase, for example, a bag of tomatoes for you, you already know that, okay, if this person has a family of, say, 2-3 people in their household, as a business owner who knows your product, you can tell that this bag of tomatoes will be done in the next 1 month.
Okay.
Your job is to find a way to follow them up in the next 1 month and say, hey, we're here again. You purchased this from us. You should be needing another bag of tomatoes by now.
Time.
And they did not know that. Right? So we told them, look, you are complaining that you're not having sales, but you have customers who may have loved your product at the first time, but hey, they are not remembering you. Like we said, it's not enough to be seen. You have to be remembered. Yeah. So what we did was set up a funnel for them, so that for every customer that comes in, you go into a list, and then there is a timeline that shows when that customer is most likely to need your product again. So if they bought it in December and it's 1 month for it to expire, by January you are seeing our ads everywhere. We put you on a list, and then when we run campaigns, you are specifically seeing us on your timeline. That's strategy, that's strategic marketing. And then their sales blew up. I can tell you for a fact, their sales blew up to a tremendous amount. I can't even mention it because it was so overwhelming for them that they had to hire like 2 or 3 of our people to work fully in their company.
Okay.
So that's an example of one.
Oh, that's great testimony. And all of this happened in Lagos, yeah? It is.
Yes, definitely in Lagos. It's in Lagos. Well, most of our clientele are in Lagos. They are Lagos businesses, and they cut across various industries. Okay.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Let's quickly take a traffic update from Masha Guda Suriliri Access. And it says from Otoba to Lawansin, it is good movement, while it is also good from the traffic signal light. Ogulano to Randu Junction is also good at the moment. Likewise, the return journey to Otoba. Eric Moore inward at Baby Village down to Igomo Bridge is good. Likewise, Chimodu Tola. A good movement from Eric Moore Junction to Badethamas Junction inward and also at Babs and Nimashao, connecting sensors and toll gate to Doi. Now, good movement also from Onilego Guru to Masha Bridge down to Kilo. It is fast. Norby Street to Nuroniwo connecting Nepa is approachable. Now, sensors to Agboyi is quite good. Likewise, Agboyi Junction inward at Delabu down to Masha. Sensors inward outward journey to Olatunde Unimole. Quite a good movement. To Ayetoro connecting Nepa Junction with functional traffic light. Brown down to Kwakwa Aguda all the way to Ijesha Market. Not forgetting Ugulano to Saleo Kwetaling Bridge inward service lane. Good movements around the Oshodi Expressway, very much in order. It says no impediment recorded, none cited at the moment. to have with me, Promise. Give me your surname.
Ekewuba.
Ekewuba. So we'll be filling it up from that end. So I'll
right.
take your name, you give me your surname. All right. So can you share, or you shared your life experience? Let's talk about how small businesses with limited budget begin to market smart without spending a lot.
Oh, yes. I think I've mentioned the first one, which is that they should leverage free tools. They should leverage AI tools to create their content. Leverage GPT, leverage Canva, CapCut. A lot of these tools, you don't have to spend so much money. There's InShot, lots of them, Notion. They're all free. They help you create the content you need. They help you automate some of the tools that, of course, social media is a free tool. You don't have to spend so much money. The truth is that if you understand your audience, right, and you know what they want, you will not need to spend so much money to get their attention. And another truth is that social media really wants to help business. The platform itself is built to show you more of what you are interested in, right?
Okay.
You notice that when you browse a particular kind of content for a while, the next thing your explore page is filled with that same kind of content.
Yeah.
And so that tells you that the whole platform is interest based, right? So businesses need to create content that their audience, of course, they have to first understand their audience and then create content that their audience are interested in, because once your audience starts seeing content that they're interested in, they will continue to see more of it.
Okay.
And that helps you make sales. Secondly, is that businesses need to move from always shouting about their products to educating their customers about their products. A lot of need to start talking about the benefits, even how to use the product so that it will last longer for them, for the customers, right? The benefits of the product, what they can merge with that product to help it last longer. The minute you start educating your customers, they begin to trust you more, right? I don't know if I can mention a lot of names of people who they may not be doing that exact thing that they are selling, but what they do more of is educating customers. Right?
I can take an example from Aproko Doctor. He started with that.
That's the first name that came to my mind, right? You see a lot of young people, if you ask the average young person to name 5 doctors they know, they will mention Aproko Doctor.
Yeah.
So you will never see him say, oh, come to my facility for medical checkup. But anything he says, people trust that it's true because he does more of education. Right? So businesses should also try and infuse education, right, into their business strategy, instead of just always saying, oh, come and buy my product, come and buy my product. Talk about what that palm oil can do for you. Talk about what that, that phone can do for that person, right? Talk about, oh, how do I differentiate between, if you're in agri sector, how do I differentiate between a fake palm oil and a real one, a good one and a bad one? Right? When you see the colors, here is yellow, here is red, you know it's not good, you know it's good. Those kind of education. Once people hear that, the next minute you are selling red oil, they'll buy it from you.
Because they know you know what you're selling.
Exactly. They already trust you. So businesses should infuse that. I'm telling you, these are things that you can do organically without spending a lot of money, and you get the results that you want.
All right, so the final question I have for you here. Meanwhile, someone sent a message that he or she would like to speak with Praise. I don't know, maybe you would give us your email address, or I can copy this number and send to you. Maybe I will see about that at the end of the program. But for entrepreneurs listening today, what's that one simple step they can take this week to start marketing smarter? And how can listeners connect with your agency for support?
Okay, so I think the first thing that I would advise is for them to do an audit on their business and look at what they've been doing so far, right? Who their audience is, and if they've been pushing the right kind of messaging to their audience.
Okay.
They need to sit down and think about the brand, right? And what exactly is the outcome that they want, and all the steps they've taken so far, has it given them that outcome? If it has not, then they need to run what we call a marketing audit, a brand audit on their business. And if they want to connect with us, we can do this for them. We do a lot of brand. Before we even take any money from you, we run an audit into your business and show you the things that you're lacking and the things that you need to improve. They can reach out to us. We are very active on Instagram as Pune Digital. We have a website, punedigital.com.ng. We have an email, info@punedigital.com.ng.
Okay, you might have to take those address slowly,
sure.
For those who are listening.
Okay, so yeah, we are on Instagram. We are on almost every social media platform.
Okay.
As Prunet Digital, PRUNET Digital. We also have a website, prunetdigital.com.ng.
Okay.
They can also reach out to us via email at info@prunetdigital.com.ng. info@prunetdigital.com.ng.
Okay, and if someone wants to reach out to you directly, I'm not saying give out your phone number, but maybe email address or social media handle.
Yeah, so they can reach out to me at promise@prunetdigital.com.ng. I'll be glad to sort this. Promise@prunetdigital.com.ng. They can reach out to me directly. I'll get the email and I'll respond.
Okay. All right. That's well said. For the person that wants to speak with Promise, he has told you how you can reach him. Reach him on promise@prunetdigital.com.ng. So search for that and you will connect with Promise, and he'll be able to advise you, because I think it is a whole lot, and it's a great one that they are doing and reaching out to market people, business people, market owners, entrepreneurs, trying to help them have a direction of where the business should go rather than marketing loud. How about you market smart and be able to reach your customers in good and in due time? I promise we are really out of time. It's been a wonderful conversation having it with you this morning. I want to say thank you for coming into the studio. We hope next time when it gets to you, you will come once again.
Definitely.
All right, I appreciate that. All right, so that's our package today on Accelerate Lagos. Remember, Accelerate Lagos is brought to you by LSETF, and the program comes on your airways every Wednesday morning from 10:15 till 11. It makes a return next week with another informative, educative topic for us to discuss and educate Lagosians on how they can take advantage of LSETF and what they can do when it comes to their businesses and opportunity. My name is Dayo Anthony. Have an amazing time. God bless you and stay tuned to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.